Oh, hello. Um, another week, another round. Um, we just do what we can. What's this? Okay. Um, we've got another game starting in 20 minutes. I've got 20 minutes to just prepare, play some puzzles, play a game or two. Um, just relax for the most part. Um, I'll start with some puzzles, some nice end game ones. A couple end games, couple middle games. Just get a feel for it. Um, yeah, nice, relaxed. Um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Uh, Hopefully, it goes better than last week. Right here, I can push. He takes. I can take. He can't take because my pawn's looking. I think that's best bet there. But you can take this way. If I move here, that's a pin. And then I should be able to win his knight. I move. He moves. I think so. He moves there. I lose. He just takes with the knight. I think c5. Nope, not c5. I'll see why. What about this? Take, advance, takes. Doesn't work. Takes, pin. Takes, pin. Win. And then he takes. Why does my first idea not work? So here, I immediately lose advantage. Why? He can just here check. I have to move away. He moves there. Yeah, I feel like pinning knight, but it just becomes a harder game. And then I've pinned. Yeah, okay. Moves down. I can move here. No, I can't. There. No. I can move up. Start collecting pawns. I'm at a disadvantage here with having the bishop, him having the rook. I think e1, put him in check. e1. Can just move. Check. I'm not doing much though, am I? Maybe. Nope. Why not? I move down, check. He has to move up, I win. Okay. So why does my initial one not work? Up here, he moves, I move there. Yes, he moves. What's the best move for him? Either. And then I thought this moves away. It just becomes a harder game. Okay. Oh, that's cool. What a start. Oh. Can move up, check. And then he just moves to c2, c1, and b3. D1 who just takes, take. What happens if I move F? No? What? It's not my day. Oh, and I win the queen. Okay. Oh, my head's banging. I just advance my pawn. Goes there. And if he takes, I take. Okay. Let's do normal. There, he just moves over. There, he moves there. I can take. Move, take, take. There. Then move again. 10 minutes, and it's not going too well. Protected, that's protected. Can move there to check. It's just G7. What else can I do? Like F8 is the only, but attack the knight. Moves there. Can check. Why? Oh, I guess this then. Okay. What was my idea? Attack. Oh. Okay. So I need to keep checking. I didn't check the threats. Now he's going to promote in one move. That's protected. If I go here, well, this is being looked at. So I move. I can only move there. Or there. What if I move up? And he has to move Nope. Take, move, there. Doesn't work. Take. Rook. Attack. Move. Move. Nope. Oh, I don't know, man. Guess because I want to. Oh, I don't. Nope. I'm in the rook. It's not going well at all. Oh. It's fine. That. What? That's two moves. I think it's broken. Well, all right. Taking moves. That's it. It's fine. Yep. All right. Well, it seems a bit broken, doesn't it? Take, move. Take, move. There, mate. Check. Two minutes. I'll get some fresh water. 1 minute. Oh, God. I don't like this anymore. This is a horrible idea. Why did I do this? Why do I choose to do this to myself? Pin to win. There. Pin. What? And now I don't know. Alright, okay. Oh, alright. That's broken. It's time! I'll send him 30-30. 30. It's 30. Rated. Standard. 30-30 rated. Side white. 30-30 rated white. You sent one over. I'm white. I don't know what happens now. So this is a first. Challenge. Standard 30-30 rated. I'm white. I should have double checked. Alright. Let's start with the queens. And it will go d5. So I go there, I take, he takes. No. I go c4. He goes d5. I go c. Right. Blocking my e4 and g4. And he's going to want to develop his knight onto f6. Right. I go there, stopping from e4. I've still got a e5 if I move my knight onto f3. I don't think my plan changes. I still just go c3, develop onto e3, f3, bishop onto d3. That's fine. He captures, I take with b2. No issue. I develop either e3 to look at f4 and he can't push. He will be going d5 at some point to challenge c4. So I'll want e3 and then knight onto f3, leave my bishop last. Just in case he takes onto c4. It's fine. I retake with my b2 pawn. Moves there, that's fine. So he's going to be castling next. So I'm behind a bit. I mean, he's blocked his white bishop in completely. It would be good if I could move my bishop onto g2, potentially. g3 bishop, and then looking at this diagonal. But then I'd want to move my knight onto e2. And I'm kind of getting rid of my c4 defense. Which means as soon as he goes onto d5, I would potentially want to take. I'm tempted by g2 to g3 and then bishop here just to be looking at this diagonal. And then if he can't really develop his bishop, could be going into d7 later. I might be overthinking this. Just f3, start looking at e5 and g5 squares. He's looking at this, but that's fine. Is he going to castle? So that's coming now. If I move on to d5, he takes, I retake, he can take me. So no. So he's going c up. b7, bishop b7. I'm looking at my knight here. That's fine. I can move on to e5. He goes d6. I'm kind of stuck. I want to get rid of his knight. His bishop's going to be strong. There. If I move my bishop onto e2, I'll be able to reroute my knight onto d2. Look here. Yeah, and now bishop to b7. I'm defending this. I can just castle. Or he's going to castle himself. Okay. It's all good. If he takes, I retake. I castle. I move my... Just take it nice and slow. That's my opening done. He takes, I retake. I can move here, but then that allows him to go on to e8. Potentially would have been better to just move my bishop there onto a3. And then that way he wouldn't have been able to castle. A bit late now. Moving there doesn't make much sense. d6 exists. Unless I move there, he moves d6, I just move back. But then he has... He'll just have this center. It's fine, I've still got my c4 pawn that I want to. Okay. I think moving my rook onto e1. Just preparing for this. Bishop. a3 eventually, but I think I'd want to push my pawn onto a4. Maybe even just to attack the b6 pawn. Does that do anything for me? He'll just push. Okay. What if he goes here? There. I've got my queen. I don't have my queen. I go. I don't want to go first. No. He goes, I take, he takes. He goes, I take, he takes. Or he'd just take with that. I think e1. Or d2. Queen d2. What about pushing my pawn up to a4? If he pushes, I take with my c4 pawn. Let's do that. Let's just push my pawn. If he pushes onto a7, I develop my bishop, then he can... And that's defended by my queen now. I just want to connect my rooks. Yep. So I move there, he moves there. If he ever develops this way, I retake with my c4 pawn. Just keep this. Nice. Bishop onto a3, and then queen somewhere to connect my rooks. Anything not protected? The bishop. I can't attack the bishop in any way. I can move on to d2, but develop first. So bishop onto a3. He moves his rook onto e8. I think knight to d2 and then push bishop potentially. If he ever pushes b5, I'll just retake. Then just develop that bishop to try and connect the rooks. I can't see moving on to f7, so e8 is most likely. My bishop won't be protected. I mean, I'll move my queen. Can't move it on to d2 because then my knight won't really be able to escape. I want to see if I could potentially weaken the squares around his king. If I go into g5, he can jump his knight, attacking my f2, but that doesn't do anything. There you go. There. I think moving my knight onto d2, bishop, targeting his bishop. He takes, I retake with the queen, targeting his rook, and then he has to move on to a7 or a6. Or he can just develop his knight, I think. If I move on to d2, I'm protecting my c4 and d4, but they're not really... I think ideally I'd want to go on to e5 eventually. Right? Is there any way I can target anything? If I move my knight, his bishop's looking at my g2 square, which isn't ideal. d5, he's got two pieces looking at that. I've only got the one. So I push, he takes. I can go there, pin his knight. I go, he takes, I take, he takes, pin. Because then I'll have my queen. I go, he takes, that opens up the e3 square. I go, he takes, I take, he takes with his bishop. I cry. I go, he takes, I take. We've got these. He takes with his bishop. Got no way of defending that. If I move on to b3, but then I'm not defending this with my queen, which doesn't matter, right? I go there, I go there, he takes, I take, he takes. I move my bishop here, and then if he ever retakes, I can take him back. Anything else that needs, and anything weak. This is defended once. I can't attack it more than once. Unless I go h4 and then push. Then you can retake, and I don't have anything for that. I don't want to go d3. Yes, I reckon he would just come here. Anytime I move my knight, I mean, he's not gonna just take. I'm really seeing what's wrong with this. I need to prepare for it, I think. I push, he takes, I take, he takes with his bishop, I take, I don't take, but I can move my pawn up, but then and do I just lose a pawn? Take, push. I've got this open. And I've kept my bishop. There, take, he takes. I push, he moves away. And I've got this open and move. I think, maybe? Is there anything else I can develop? That he can take. I can move my rook onto b1 and start challenge his b6 pawn. Yeah. What about moving on to b3 with the idea that if I do, I still have this? I think so. I think. Because I was looking at b3 anyway, and this gives me an extra reason to have b3. I connect my rooks. I'm looking at this, so I can push d5 at any point. Do I miss anything? This is less protected. My bishop isn't protected anymore, but this pawn has three defenders on it, so was plenty protected. Now I'm attacking b6. I can move on to c5, attack this again. He can't take. I can't take him neither. Right, that's just attacking there and my c. But that weakens his d5 square. Where can he go? Onto g. 3 attacking my rook. That's not the end of the world. I can move c5, but then I can just take. He's not going to take, but I can push. What's better? What can I get rid of his knight? Or do I not? d5, he takes. I can take, he takes. I can take, looking at this now. I move, he takes, take. What is he attacking? g3, threatening that, threatening my bishop, which I can just move. g3, I can't just take, so he's not going to do that. There, I can take. He's not threatening anything else, really. I think c5 or d5. c5 is protected by my bishop, so I'll be able to take his bishop and... I think c5. Am I weakening anything? I'm weakening my b5 square, which I can take. I can just take. And I'm weakening my d5, which he can push his pawn. But then I take, he takes. I can take him. Maybe? Or d5. Between c5 and d5 now. And move 11 is when I make my biggest blunder, so we'll find out. Rook. But I can just attack him. There, I can take back, so I'm not too worried. I think c5 and d5. Everything else is protected. d5, he takes, I take. Right? D. That's more central, unless I want to go left. But then if I go this way, I don't have the center. Oh, God. Yeah. c4, c5, d5. I don't know. I need to make quicker moves. c5, he's got the knight defending it, but I've got... I think I want to make him ask whether he wants to take or not. He's not going to take, because that just weakens his bishop. Can't push. I take, he takes. I can just... No, I can't. I think d5 was better. d5 was better. It just was. d5, and then I'm challenging the center. And taking do... Of course. Of course. But it's as soon as I make it. d5's better. Right? Yeah. I take, he can take. I can't take his pawn. Can I do that? c4, take with the bishop. I think. c4. Or moving my rook onto b1, take. Takes. I take with my queen. Or with my rook. But now I can just jump onto e5. without any issue. And it's protected and protected and protecting this. I can just move on to e5. What am I defending? I'm defending d2, which is a fork. So I need to kick his knight somehow. I think moving this there. And then e5. This there, attack. And then if he ever takes, I can just... Because my issue is that d2 square, I think. If he moves back, it's fine. If he moves there, I can take. So he's not going to move there. There, I can take. He can take back. Then he's attacking. He's got this. But if he takes with his queen, I can just take on here. I need to I need to speed up a little bit just to get some of that extra time back. I get 30 seconds per move. So 2 moves at a minute. Just relax a bit. Relax. It's an easy game. Just make 40 good moves. Don't make bad moves. Like c5. I might want to take anyway. And then he takes. I jump. Don't know what I do with the jump. But I'll be defending my I'll be defending c6. I could push c6. Could even move my queen onto b5 and then push c6. But then I can't really get rid of b6. What would he do? Does he need to move his knight? I don't think so. He can just lose it and then I win a bishop. Connecting my rooks. Be centralizing them. But the center's pretty closed. I've still got this. I've got this queen on the diagonal with the king. E5, G5, he just takes. Unless he goes G5, then I take, he takes, and then I start my left side attack on his bishop. Otherwise, E5, I think, and then C6. Then bishop moves on to A6. He can't. So he moves on to C8, and then I'm blocking him in, basically. If he moves A6, I take and move my queen up. There's also B5 targeting the rook, which would have been good if I didn't block my bishop in. What happens if I take? I mean, if I... Oh, okay. I've moved this or something else, but for the future, I can move my bishop onto B5, targeting his rook, and then he can't really move anywhere. And then I move my pawn up, attacking his... No, because he can just take... I mean, if he takes with his knight, I take... So either way, I win a piece. So at some point, I've got bishop to B5. Yeah, I think... why do I not want to do it now? Because I wanted to move my knight onto E5. I mean, that's better. If I can move my knight onto... Oh, no, I need to get out of the fork. Okay. So that's the plan. Get out of the fork. get out of that somehow. Try and keep the bishop, I think. Get out the fork by... Damn it. I move there, he goes there. Targeting a4, b5, take, no. I think, get out the fork, get rid of that bishop. I have a chance to get rid of his knight. What is causing more issues right now? That bishop, I think, might be a bit harder long term. But will it? A lot of his pieces are on white squares, and if I take his knight, he takes, I just move, and I'm attacking. Yeah, take this way, move, and then I'm threatening his bishop. He moves, but I can move there. That's an empty threat. But if I move... I think so. I think I take, and then no matter which way he takes, I move on to e5, threatening the bishop. He doesn't really have many squares. His knight right now is more threatening than his bishop. I think he'll take with d5 to free up his bishop a bit more. And if he does, I go onto e5, he moves on to d5. Or not. That's fine. All right, make a couple moves quicker, just so I can get some time. He moves his bishop. It's just unfortunate that him moving there. My queen. It's the reason I wanted my bishop. I think I'd move there. My bishop would have been nice. Move there. b5. I'm not hanging. He moves down. Take. I move there. So if he takes my queen, I take his queen. But then he just takes my rook. And I can't do anything. Yeah, he takes my rook anyway. Move there, he takes. I take. Takes my rook. Oh, do I lose my knight now? I lose my rook and knight. I think. Take. Nope. He takes, I take him. Yeah, he takes my queen, I'll take his queen, he takes my rook. Oh, yeah, he takes my rook. Anyway. Take with the king. Right, it's fine. I play behind anyway. What's the downside? queen onto b5, putting my queen on the same line as the rook. Yeah. Okay. Rook onto b1. Take. He takes. I can take with my rook. But I reckon he'll just move his rook onto b8. Take. Move here, threatening the rook, and you can't take my queen. Maybe? What if he takes? I take with my queen, I think. Oh no, I can just take with the bishop. I'm thinking too hard, and I'm overthinking. I need to play just one move ahead. What is the best move? What is a good move? I can equalize. Just play safe. What if he goes for a trade? I think. Yeah. He takes. I need to take now. He takes. I take here. It makes sense for him to take. And then I take him here. He takes. Anything else? Any weak? Ugh. Defended once by the rook. En passant. I think I start moving my king up, potentially. F3. Take. Take. Oh, but then he just takes my bishop. Take. No, I can't take on b6. I'll be able to take on c6 if he moves his queen, but f3. Stop moving my king up. It's this. If he takes, I take. He take. No. Well. I'm kind of stuck with that e4. And then I've left this one alone. Move, F, take. You can just move over with check. But I have to go back anyway. So I take e2. I'm defending my second take. Take. Yeah, take. 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 Maybe? Take here. I think I take anyway. Then if he takes with his rook, I take with my rook. He takes, I take. What's the point? Attacking my f. With check? What's the point? Attacking my f2, but I can take him back. Right, that was a big move. That was a big move. I take him here. No, I move onto b7. What can he do? What does h4 do? It's attacking my h2 pawn, which is currently undefended, and it's attacking my f2. But that means he needs a move. I can move on to e6. This is big. What about b7? He takes, I take. This is huge. Okay, that's fine. All right, okay. E6, check. That's my most forcing move. But then I'm denying myself of defending that b7. I can move here. That's not defended. So if he takes, I can't do anything. If I move on to here, that's defended. And I'm threatening c8. This is the most forcing move I can make. And he has to move onto h8. Has to. Okay. And now I move to b7. Or do I take, check, takes, move b7, he moves f8. He can't move f8. I think I sack the queen. c8, he takes. I move b7, threatening. What if he just moves onto b8? What if he just moves onto b8? b7, threatening c8. b7, threatening c8. b7, threatening c8. This is... Right. I've got this diagonal. b7, threatening c8. I'm already threatening it. I take. I move. He takes. I check. That's mate. I take. He takes. I take c7. If he takes, I move here. I think I sack my queen. Ah! Oh! I take. He has to take. I move c7 and then... Yeah? Alright, I'm doing it. I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. And then c7. Because if he ever goes onto f8, I can take with my pawn, and I've got a mate threat. I hope I've done the maths right. I can't. This is too high stress for me now. He can't take. But then I can threaten him. I think g8. And then I get a queen back. Goes there. About a8. Then I move my rook onto b8. He takes, I take. G8, B3. I Okay. Okay. I think I still do this and take and make a queen. What? Oh, I'll just... start pushing my pawns, I think. He goes on to f5. I can't take him. Has to be a way. F4, he takes, I take. And if he doesn't, I go G4. Oh, so now he can move his rook wherever he wants, and it's not a mate anymore. No, 5. Was it this wasn't enough of a threatening sequence? I don't know if there was anything else I could have done. I need to hurry up a bit. I've lost a shit ton of time. Just hurry up a bit. And what now, yeah? Fuck me! Ah! He takes my C pawn. I move on to D8 or D6. Sorry. Oh no. All right. What? Here and just defend my promotion. No, I want to. I think f8, and then push my f pawn. I need a way. That's fine. He can't take, right? Oh no, but he can. No, okay. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on. H4, I think, and then stop it. I can't do anything. Fuck's sake. Here he moves over. I moves on to a2. I lose my a4 pawn. What else? What else? I move on to b7. Was b7 better? Sure. Was b7 better? Ah! Oh, fuck this. I was winning. What? Alright, I knew this was... And then take here. Take with the pawn. And then what? Oh! So... God damn it. Oh, mate in one here. Why? Oh. What did I blunder here? Rook F to B1. Support this. Nah, I give up. What the hell? Well, thank you for joining me for this. Hopefully next week goes a bit better. Okay. Alright, well, bye-bye.